Hi everyone! In this video, I'm going to show you the basics of using acrylic paint. Whether you're new to painting or you just want to brush up on your skills, this video will cover everything you need to know, from the anatomy of a paintbrush, to mixing colors, to paintbrush techniques. Let's get started. Part 1. Anatomy of a paintbrush. A paintbrush is composed of 3 parts. The handle is the part that you hold onto when you're painting. It should be comfortable to hold and easy to grip. The ferrule is the metal band that connects the handle to the bristles. It should be secure and not loose. The bristles are the most important part of the brush. They can be made of synthetic or natural fibers, and they come in different shapes and sizes for different types of painting. The ones provided in your starter kit are made from a high-quality nylon and come in small round, small flat, and large flat. You can use your small round brush to create fine lines, dots, and details. Your small flat brush is perfect for painting straight lines or edges, as well as blending colors. And finally, your large flat brush is best suited for applying paint or washes to large areas or making gradients. Part 2. Why you should moisten the bristles. Moistening the bristles of your paintbrush before you paint can help the paint spread more easily and smoothly. Dip the bristles of your paintbrush into a cup of clean water. Shake or wipe off any excess water. Now your brush is ready to use. Part 3. Preparing your palette. There's no one way to set up your palette, but I'm going to show you my favorite way of doing it. Step 1. Cut or tear the edge off of one of the paint sachets that come in your kit. Step 2. Squeeze a small amount of paint onto the outer edge of the palette. We're going to keep the middle of the palette empty so we can mix our colors later. To store leftover paint from your painting supply kit, simply fold the top over and store upright or in an airtight container kept in a cool, dark place. Step 3. Repeat step 2 with every color of your paint, spacing them out evenly to prevent the colors from mixing prematurely. Now your palette is set up and ready to use. Part 4. How to pick up paint. Picking paint up properly is important as it can improve the quality of your painting, make your paint go further, and extend the lifetime of your paintbrush. Step 1. Squeeze a small amount of paint onto your palette. Step 2. Dip the bristles of your brush into the paint, making sure to get an even amount on the end of the bristles. Try to keep a gap between the paint and the ferrule as it is extremely difficult to get paint out of it. Now your brush is loaded with paint and ready to use. Repeat as necessary, like when the paint is streaky and no longer smooth. Part 5. How to mix colors. Mixing colors is a fun and creative part of painting. Here's how I do it. Step 1. Pick up paint as shown in Step 4 and place or wipe it into the center of the plate. Repeat with as many colors as you like. Step 2. Use your brush to mix the colors together until you get your desired shade. You can also mix in white or black to lighten or darken the color. I have more advice on color mixing and color theory in my video here. You could check it out by clicking the information card above or clicking the link in the description below. Part 6. How to paint on canvas. Now that your brush is loaded with paint, it's time to start painting on the canvas. Step 1. Look at the underdrawing on your canvas. Try to envision what you want it to look like, or view the painting samples provided with your kit for inspiration. Step 2. To start painting, choose a color to fill in the general shapes. Layer on more colors, gradually building up the details and the shading. Step 4. Use a variety of brush sizes and shapes to create different textures and effects. Part 6. How to switch colors. Cleaning your brush while painting is important to keep colors from mixing accidentally. Step 1. When you're finished with the paint on your brush, wipe the excess off onto a paper towel or rag. Step 2. Place it into your rinse cup and begin swishing the brush around. Step 3. Once the brush is free of paint, drag it across the lip or edge of the cup to remove excess water. Step 4. Dry the brush to check that there is no pigment stuck inside the bristles. Repeat the cleaning process. Part 7. Mark making and texture techniques. Now that we have all the basics out of the way, we're going to move on to different ways to apply those practices. This section is going to be a bit long, but the key ideas that we're going to cover here are mark making and texture. Mark making describes the act of producing deliberate marks on your chosen surface, using various techniques to leave a distinct imprint. It is an opportunity to infuse your artwork with personal style and convey emotions through the strokes and lines you create. Texture, on the other hand, refers to the visual and tactile sensation experienced when encountering a surface. It embodies the way a painting may appear to the eye and how it might feel to the touch. By skillfully manipulating the paint and employing different techniques, you can enhance the textural qualities of your artwork, adding depth, dimension, and visual interest. Here are those techniques. Dry brushing. Load the brush with paint, then remove most of it onto a rag or paper towel. Then lightly drag the bristles across the canvas. This technique creates a textured and layered effect. Wet on wet blending. Blend 2 or more colors directly on the canvas while the paint is still wet. Use brush strokes to smoothly blend the colors together. Wet on dry layering. Apply new layers of paint on top of dried layers, allowing for more controlled blending and layering effects. Glazing. Create a glaze by thinning down the paint with water and apply the translucent layers over a dry base. This technique adds depth and richness to the colors. Sgraffito. Apply a layer of contrasting color, then scratch through it to reveal the base color underneath. Flicking. Hold the top of the paintbrush with your hand in a closed fist. Use your thumb to gently brush against the bristles, causing the paint to travel from the bristles and create small specks and splatters. Pouncing. Use the bristles of the paintbrush to gently tap or bounce against the canvas, creating a textured effect resembling stippling or pointillism. Dotting. Flip the paintbrush around and dip the handle end into paint. Press it lightly against your canvas to create small, consistently sized dots. Crosshatching. Use the bristles of the paintbrush to create parallel lines in one direction. Then layer another set of parallel lines in a different direction to create a textured pattern or shading effect. Blending and smudging. Use the bristles of the brush or your fingertips to blend and smudge colors together. Use a gentle circular motion or back and forth strokes. This could be used to create smooth transitions or softer edges. And that's all there is to it. I hope this video was helpful in showing you the basics of using acrylic paint. Be sure to check out Community Art Room on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and at communityartroom.com. Thanks for watching!